Now that the formalities are out the way, I'm back to the case. The tags, the group beef, the cruise beef, and the different things, how that works. Let me get into this. I received some crazy receipts. Some of them I can't talk about, some of them I can. The first one I'm going to, what was the beef about when X was in prison? What was he concerned about? I'm being told that allegedly someone was posting on social media accounts he had, and he felt some type of way about it. Someone was utilizing his hard-earned followers and fans before, and he didn't like it because they were using his direct entities and sites. Could this be the reasoning behind why we see things unfolding the way they're unfolding? Now, I'm mentioning this because it's come to a point in time in my attention that there was tension dealing with the situations around certain people, alluding to certain behavior that was certainly questionable in nature because he didn't like how it was unfolding. Basic understanding. But that's the point. He didn't like how it was unfolding. And in order to deal with this, he had a certain way about things he was going about. That's the problem. See, it's hard to tell because the fact he's gone, he can't speak for himself. The fact that certain things happened a certain way and he didn't like it, it was hard to dictate a situation. But ultimately, there was a problem with the way things were being disclosed. Disclosure of information took away the patience and the progress steadily. These factors led to disassociation, discontent, trivial natures. That's the problem. There needs to be some type of difference maker. There needs to be some type of gratification. There needs to be some type of clarity within the situation versus that of which was introduced. If someone was downloading and uploading a certain way and it was not respected by certain people, this could easily lead to some type of drama and dramatic situation pertaining to the names themselves. That's the problem. And that's why we address it how we address it. That's why we speak on it how we speak on it. That's why I speak on it how I speak on it. That's why something wasn't right, and he knew it. Something wasn't going on right when he came out. And to my knowledge, now I'm not saying this was right. This probably was the dramatic part. He wanted something to happen to this person because of this instance. Now that's not clarified, but that is what's being dictated. Now I know anger would put someone in a position to speak this way and behave this way. But what I know for a fact is that it needs to be understood that it occurred this way for a reason. And that's ultimately the problem. That's ultimately the problem. It occurred this way for a certain reason. Now, this reason, there's no clarity to it. Why he wanted to go to that extent, I don't know what responses there were. But it definitely could have led to a situation of extreme drama, being that they pushed him to the point to make him allegedly feel he was going to do it himself. Now, it wasn't to a violent nature beyond brotherhood of some sort. So that's what I don't understand. That's why I'm really confused as to why the extent of this happening. Other than looking at different signs, symbols, and things that were going on that were addressed in an odd, shady way, and that were even clarified to people and dictated, very shaky. It's all shaky. That's the problem. When you have things happen in this way and it's not really clear on exactly why it's occurring that way, it's hard to build a picture to define how things are going and why they're happening. But it is clarity to the fact that something was happening. You see, there's many different perspectives and angles that could be taken. There's many different reasons for certain angles. There's many different reasons why people spoke on things a certain way. And that's part of what I'm beginning to understand. There was a hidden egg in a lot of live streams I recently did. Only a few caught them, and they hit me up ecstatic behind the scenes. But it is what it is. If you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. That's why I always have people go back and check my other content, because you should be catching it. You know, you should be seeing what I'm seeing. There shouldn't be any way you're not seeing what I'm seeing. But if you aren't, I can't help it. Your vision and your insight probably lacks in order for you to catch it. But it was. And let me be honest. I only perceived about 2. There was another 2 or 3 more that really had me like, wow. So, I mean, unless you're keeping up with everything that's being done, unless you're mentally inclined to comprehend what it is we're doing here, then it's going to be hard for you to develop your theory and thought around any type of hidden meanings, any type of situation that I present through my dictation and narrating done to help these things elude. Now, that's the thing. We didn't evade content. We brought up many different subjects and spoke on them in our own way, shape, and fashion. We opened the gates for people to actually see and understand exactly what it was we were getting to, as well as the theories and thoughts that perceived us at some point in time. These are all very vital interactions to be understood, and if they're not understood, well, they need better understanding. So that's my thing. You got to make the choice to truly understand what it is that we're doing and truly take time to comprehend what it is that we're trying to narrate. See, if this is to be true, that there was beef over the fact someone was using his social media, someone was violating what he has grown and what he has chosen to groom to create a buzz for himself as a media personality for his career, that would bring, especially if it's out without permission. Now, if he gave permission, that would be different. But if it was without permission, that would definitely bring some type of hatred. That would boil you up, and that could fuse to become something bigger, especially if it went to a physical altercation over this type of scenario. And these are the things a lot of people aren't seeing. There's a start to everything. It was a beginning. And there was a beginning that I believe could have been avoided. That's the part of the problem. That's part of the problem. You know, and it's a lot of situations that need to be dictated from a distance. So when you get closer, you can operate efficiently. And that's what a lot of people have hard times doing, perceiving something before they can operate efficiently close up to information that they're trying to regard. That changes the mission nonetheless. That only deepens the perspectives that we once believed. That only sharpens the focus that we're going to take to these different scenarios. Not only that, that's beginning to make sense with what a lot that I'm seeing. It's also beginning to formulate why things weren't done a certain way. So as we await this trial today and the outcome, what do you believe is going to happen? It's not much to say until this trial is unfolded and we have a response. That's what I'm waiting for. But the trial has began. And there's still interactions funny on the outside that aren't involving suspects. How will we narrate this? What is it going to turn out to be? Who is it going to turn out to be? Who are we going to dictate as the person involved to have caused issue? You know how I rock. All rights reserved.